Good afternoon, Berkshire students, staff, and families. This is Mr. Clinkscale with your Berkshire News Break for Monday, April 5th, 2021. I hope that everyone had a great spring break and that you were safe and you were hopefully enjoying a relaxing time. And now we're ready to get back into gear here at Berkshire Middle School, engaged in the learning process. Believe it or not, we are almost done with the third card marking period. This was a long one, at least longer than it usually is. And we will be officially finished with the third card marking on Friday, April 23rd. That means you still have a little bit of time to really make sure you are aligned for as much success as possible as we end out this card marking period. Also, speaking of ending things out, we are exactly 10 weeks away from the end of this school year. Only 10 weeks left, folks, so think about that. On Friday, June 11th, we will be done for this 2020-2021 school year. So making sure, again, that we're doing our best, we're staying safe, and doing everything possible to be successful here at Berkshire Middle School. So at this time, I'm going to kick it over to Mr. Babcock, and he has some important updates regarding athletics and spring sports. Over to you, Mr. Babcock.
Thank you, Mr. Clinkscale. How's everybody doing out there? I've got a couple different sports updates for everybody. First of all is where you're going to be housed if you are playing a spring sport here until practice starts. If you are doing girls soccer this spring, you're actually going to come after school down to the media center and Miss Jefferson is going to house you there until you head out for practice. If you are one of our track athletes, you're going to head to the cafeteria and one of your coaches will be housing you there until we go out to practice. If you're wondering why we have a little bit of a gap between when the end of the school day is and when practice starts, that's to allow for students that are at home virtually to get here after C3. Some other announcements that I have for you has to do with antigen testing. If you've paid attention to our weekly bulletins, if you are 13 years old or older, you have to get a weekly COVID test to be able to participate. So here's how it breaks down. This first week, to give us a little bit of time, it's going to be on Wednesday. And what you're going to do is after your 6th-hour class, you're going to head right down to the cafeteria, and we will be doing those tests throughout passing time and C3. And then if you miss that day, let's say you're absent or you're sick or you're just not here in the building, we're going to have a backup day, which will be the following day. So for this first week, that'll be Thursday. For every other week other than this week, we're going to be doing the testing every Monday. So Monday, normal weeks, you're going to be heading down to the cafeteria to get that test, and Tuesday will be our backup day. If you do not get tested, unfortunately for you, that will mean you will sit out and not be able to participate until the following test. So besides this week, when we do our tests on Monday, if you miss Monday and you miss Tuesday, that means you are out until the following Monday or Tuesday to test again. So keep those in mind. The other thing that I wanted to update everybody on, and this is mostly for your parents, so you can help us out and kind of nudge them along. If you are 13 or older, you need to have a consent form to actually perform that test or let us perform that test with you. So make sure that consent form is getting in because that will also keep you out of practice until we get that. So again, a couple things with the testing. Number one is going to be in the cafeteria. Number two is if you are 13 or older, you need to get that consent form in. And then number three is it's going to be Wednesday this week, and every other week it'll be done on Mondays. So if you have any questions about athletics coming up, come see me, and I'll be able to get you caught up with everything that you need sports-wise. Back to you, Mr. Clinkscale.
All right, thanks for that information, Mr. Babcock. Obviously, students, a lot of information that we need you to be aware of. We will be continuing to update you as well as your families as the year progresses to make sure that everyone is aware of all of those important things that Mr. Babcock talked about relating to sports. So that's it for us today. Hopefully our students will be back with us tomorrow and they will be taking over the announcements. Until then, have a great day.